Welcome back everybody to another review of games that are currently free on Epic Games Launcher's store. This series is all about helping you guys decide whether or not these games are worth your time investment, or if you missed the chance to grab it for free, your money investment. It's usually been a while since these games have been reviewed on other channels, so here we take a look at these games to see if they still compare to other titles you may already own. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine is the next free game alongside Railway Empire this week. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine is labeled as an adventure game developed by Dim Bulb Games and Serenity Forge. It was released on PC on February 28, 2018. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine received a wide variety of reviews on several different review platforms. 94% of Google users like this game, yet it holds only a 58% score on PC Gamer and 69% score on Metacritic. Before we take a deeper look at this game though, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you all think of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Also, make sure to check out other videos on my channel here as I post reviews for all of the free games that Epic Game releases. I'm going to start out by saying that the gameplay you'll see in the background is legit the only thing you'll be doing. That's why there won't be many cuts to different sections of the game, as it's basically all the same. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine is the story of a bleak American folk tale about traveling and sharing stories with other people you meet. That's actually the whole game. You start out by losing a round of poker to a wolf-like man who tells you to go around the world and share stories in order to pay off your debt. You find different stories scattered throughout the US by interacting with different buildings and landmarks that are marked with an icon on the map. Once you interact with these icons, you'll be able to take part in interactive stories that you now get to share with other people. Usually a story only offers two tones that it could possibly turn out to be. If you play this game, you usually want to choose the tone of the story that you don't have. The type of tone that a story is indicated by tarot card symbols that relate to the tone. You'll need to collect these different types of stories in order to complete the game, as you have to travel around the United States to find 16 different individuals and tell them these stories. To do this, you have to tell each of the individuals stories that they want to hear. Some individuals like to hear sad stories, some like happy or hopeful stories, some may like scary stories, etc., etc. If you tell the travelers the stories they like to hear, the eye at the top of the screen will open up, revealing that the travelers will now be more open with you. They'll then tell their stories to you in return in order for you to tell to other people. You also have simple resources that you have to maintain throughout the game. You have money, life, and energy. You gain money by working or panhandling in major cities. You lose money by buying food to heal your life, as well as using train stations. You lose life through certain stories and experiences that harm your character. You lose energy by walking without resting, and you gain energy by visiting a lodge or camping with one of the 16 different individuals. Sadly, you spend most of your time walking though, in between interest points on the map. In fact, all this game is walking, talking, and more walking. Thankfully, the game does give you a few different ways of traveling around the world map that makes it faster, like hitchhiking. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of my opinions on this one, as I hardly count this as a video game. The developers of this game labeled it as an adventure game, but I think a better way to describe it is a walking simulator with stories of characters you have little desire to care about. I feel like this type of game would work well if there was an interesting gameplay to go with it, as well as a deep character development, but talking to each of the 16 different characters feels like some sort of strange minigame than engaging content. I spent most of my time playing the game simply walking around, and it was incredibly mind-numbing. Even the stories that you pick up along the way to tell the 16 different individuals are very lackluster. For a game that focuses on storytelling, the game does little to make you care about the stories. Even the stories of the main characters are uninteresting. If you want a video game that's not a video game, then go please read a book. I relate adventure games in my mind to RPGs like Skyrim, Fallout, The Witcher, Undertale, Mario, Zelda, and all other sorts of games like those. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine is not one of those games, and it's not very adventurous. The only redeeming factors of this game are the artwork that's made for the stories and the characters, and the music. They nail the folk music in this game. In fact, that's the only thing that really kept me playing it long enough to finish this review. I'm a fan of folk music, so it's a very nice touch for it to be in a game that's all about spreading folklore. I also completely adored the drawings during the story as well. It's incredibly appealing, and it gives off the gloomy and grim vibe that the developers were going for. If only the whole game was like this though, as the world map looks like you're playing a game of Life the board game. It's pretty bad to look at, and that's where you'll be spending most of your time. The only people I could see liking this game are those that like playing video games that are super relaxing. I suppose that's one word I would describe the game as the music paired with the super easy gameplay allows for someone to just sit back and listen to the stories. I, however, am not a fan of content that's not engaging, as I get bored super easily. I think you may also like this game if you're a fan of the games that Telltale created, as it has that sort of interactive story feel. There's not that engaging story or interactive movie type feel that's offered like those games. And you may also like this game if you just enjoy hearing folklore type stories. The last thing we're going to do is go over the 2 tests that I'm starting to do for each review. The first test is if I'm going to even keep these games downloaded on my machine. And the answer for this one is no. I quickly deleted this game as soon as I stopped playing it. Lastly, we have the $1 per hour test. Basically, this asks if it's worth spending at least an hour in-game for each dollar you spend on the game. This test is for those that have missed the opportunity to grab it for free. Currently, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine is $20 on Epic's launcher and Steam. So would I be able to easily spend 20 hours playing this game? The answer for that one is a big no. There isn't enough engaging content to keep anyone playing for 20 hours in my opinion. So that brings us to the end of this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help the Megabond channel out, and I'll see you all next time on Epic Game Reviews.